Hi, welcome to another episode of The Great Debate. He's Andy, I'm Dave. Thanks for joining us. Our topic for today is consolidation hurting the promo products industry. Andy, what do you think?
Well, Dave, no, I'm going to say no. It's not hurting the industry. And basically, your question, I think, is not even quite valid because I'm not sure that
I expected more from you,
that
Andy.
there even is consolidation. There's been high-profile deals for sure, mostly more on the supplier side, but consolidation, there's 3,000 plus suppliers. So if you're looking at the question and you're saying that normally if you say consolidation is hurting something, then there's either lack of choice or higher prices. We have neither. We have more than, let me speak.
You don't think there's consolidation among the top 40 distributors?
More than 3,000 suppliers in the industry, and prices, if anything, have gone down over the last few years. We're dealing in deflation in this market. So how can we say that consolidation is hurting anything? I don't even think there is any.
I think there clearly have been companies buying up each other among the top 40. And
I'm
there's no
not
question about that, which is consolidation. If you were to poll the Power 50 and ask them, is there consolidation happening in this industry? They would say absolutely it's happening. They would say it's going to be happening in the future.
Entirely misinformed.
Well, I think that, how could you say they're misinformed? Because look at the numbers. It's happening.
No, it's actually not. Consolidation means that there are fewer companies having all of the revenue. That's not the case in this industry. There's not fewer companies.
Well, then just take the question, is it bad that companies are buying each other up? If you don't want to use consolidation as the term, is it bad that companies are buying each other up? Because that's clearly happening.
No.
You also say no.
Right. I'll say no, it's not bad, because look at what that means. It means that there is extra capital in this industry. There is equity money that's interested in the promotional products market. How can that be bad?
You know why I love this industry, Andy? It's because you have all these smaller mom and pop family-run companies. That's the soul of this industry. When these companies start to get eaten up by the big guys, I think that hurts the industry, number one.
Well,
I also think there's this
top 40 companies coming together.
Okay.
Not the mom and pop.
Don't you think there's this medium-sized or smaller companies that are affiliating and getting eaten up by the big guys? You don't think that's happening? We write about acquisitions in Promogram. There's 2-3 a week.
We do.
That's happening.
There are a lot. And
do you think that's good?
There's a lot of equity in the market. I don't think that it means it's bad. It really doesn't. Why does that have to be bad?
So you don't like the entrepreneurial spirit. You want that to be quashed. You want
it's
all the big
not
guys to come in. You want no competition. One of the great rules of business is the more competition, Andy, the better. It's better for the end buyer. It's better for the end user. It's better for everybody. It's better for suppliers dealing with factories in China. The more competition, the more players, the more creativity that exists. When you have just a bunch of big guys out there and you don't have the medium-sized and the smaller-sized companies, creativity gets quashed. And I think the industry needs more creativity. I don't think we need to have the big suppliers doing apparel and hard goods. I think we need to have specialties. I think that's what makes the industry interesting. I think it makes it better. So in my mind, consolidation means the companies are buying each other up, there's less competition, and in my mind, that's bad for everybody.
But that's not really what consolidation means. Just because there's acquisitions doesn't mean that there's actual consolidation of revenues into just a few companies. That's what would be consolidation.
Well, you mean that
we're not actually seeing
the top 10, 15 companies on the top 40 control most of the revenue in the industry. They're the ones buying everybody up.
It's not most. The top 40 accounts for about 20 to 25% of the industry's revenue.
A lot.
That's not most.
That's a lot.
That's not most. The actual rest of the industry, which is 75% of the industry, is, by the way, 75 to 80% of the industry is the mom and pops that you're talking about.
I would argue that ratio is still skewed compared to other industries. That when you have 10, 15 companies controlling a quarter of the revenue, I think that's a little bit skewed.
Like the oil and gas industry. It's like 5 companies.
You pick one. Oil and gas. You pick the monopoly of all monopolies.
Talk to me about any other industry. I really don't think it's like that in most industries.
Even if we're not going to argue the word consolidation, even if you have an issue with the term, I still maintain that if you have all these companies at the top buying up over time, the other companies in the top 40, the companies that are medium-sized, and eventually the companies that are on the bottom end as far as revenue goes, I think that's bad. So whether you want to call it consolidation or not, and if you were to poll Power 50 members, they would say they're concerned about it, and they would say that there's some issue there for the future. I think that's what you would hear. And if you want to tell me the opposite, I'm going to tell you wrong.
I do want to tell you the opposite.
Well, I don't think you know. I don't think you know.
No,
people are saying.
because I don't think while there are plenty of acquisitions, and certainly we do write about them all the time.
All the time.
No doubt. That doesn't necessarily mean that there is a lessening of choice. either
I
on
don't
the
know about
supplier
that.
or distributor side. There is not a lessening of choice.
There's a lessening of creativity when you have
I
fewer
don't
minds
agree with
involved.
that. If that were true, yes. If
Well,
there are
it
fewer
is true if
minds
there's fewer
involved,
companies.
yes, but there aren't fewer companies.
Yeah.
There aren't.
Okay, you're saying because the pool of revenue is the same, the equity is the same, that's not consolidation. I would say my concern is at the level of creativity, and in the future, as this continues, the level of choice will go down. That, I think, is bad for everybody, whether you want to call it consolidation or not. Andy and I shockingly disagree. Tell us what you think. Is consolidation, and whatever the term you want to use, is it hurting the promo products industry? Send us a tweet at ASI Central. For Andy, I'm Dave. Thanks, as always, for watching. This has been The Great Debate. We'll see you next time.